I feel comfortable breaking down the outrage here at home, one meltdown at a time. So the Democrats have taken to Twitter and CNN, raging about how Epic Fury is unconstitutional. Honestly, I don't even need to call Josh Hammer to help us with this one because it's not. But here's a fantastic explanation of why not.
One of the dumbest arguments you can be making is that President Trump is conducting an unconstitutional, unauthorized, and illegal war against Iran. Check out the 1973 War Powers Act. It clearly allows the president to initiate military action even without a congressional authorization of war. In fact, the last time Congress even declared war was in 1942, but we as the United States have fought dozens of wars since 1942, even without congressional authorizations of war. This includes Korea in 1950, Bay of Pigs in 61, Vietnam in 64, Cambodia in 1970, Lebanon in 82, Grenada in 83, Panama in 89, Iraq in 91, Somalia in 93, Bosnia in 95, Kosovo in 99, Afghanistan in 2001, Libya in 2011, Syria in 2014, Yemen in 2015. In fact, during his presidency, it was Obama who authorized U.S. airstrikes in 7 different countries, even without congressional authorization: Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, Pakistan, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen. President Trump doesn't require congressional approval to conduct military strikes in Iran because he has what's called Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, which shows that as Commander-in-Chief of the U.S. military, he has authority to use the U.S. military to protect American interests both at home and abroad. You know who used this? President Obama in 2011. He invoked it when he killed Osama bin Laden in 2011 in Pakistan. So the president is able to strike Iran based on the War Powers Resolution Act of 1973, the 2001 Authorization for Use of Military Force, the AMUF, and, bizarrely enough, Article 51 of the UN Charter, which shows that we have an inherent right of individual or collective self-defense. So you don't have to agree or like with the president's decision to conduct airstrikes in Iran, but to pretend that it's unconstitutional is simply divorced from reality. Send this to a liberal who needs to hear it.
Well, that settles that, doesn't it? And then you've got the progressive lunatics like Mom Donnie posting things like this. It's kind of a super duper long, annoying post, so I'll read the part that I think is the most ridiculous. He says, additionally, I want to speak directly to Iranian New Yorkers. You're part of the fabric of this city. You're our neighbors, our small business owners, students, artists, workers, and community leaders. You'll be safe here. Well, Zoran, the reason they're there is because they ran from the Ayatollah, you absolute idiot. And in fact, this is what the Iranian people think of you.
A lot of people picked their Mamdani 47 years ago in Iran, which was Khomeini at that time. If you just listen to what Mamdani said in New York, it's verbatim what Khomeini said 47 years ago in the Islamist lefty committee at that time. And people got fooled because it was at the end of 70s and they just wanted to be hippies and free, and that's how it looked like at that time for Iran. So they picked their Khomeini that was supposed to just come and help people have free everything and give the oil money to
How could you say no to free everything?
Free and all of that. And you watch what he says. You listen to Mamdani. Trashes are 7 feet high in New York. He just became mayor, but his priorities are to Prophet Muhammad, to Hijrah. He brought Medina, all of these 1400 years ago. What happened with their prophet? He just brought it to New York. That terrifies me.
And then, of course, there's the hands-off Iran protesters in the Blue City bastions.
Okay, so this says free Iran, right?
Yes.
Okay, so free Iran from what exactly?
From imperialism, theocracy, racism, and capitalism.
Okay, so for theocracy, are you referring to the regime, the Islamist regime? Like, is that what you're
Referring to the law that was implemented by the Ayatollah Khomeini.
Okay.
I support him in his anti-imperialist efforts.
High blood pressure is the #1 risk factor for mortality, and 1 in 2 adults has it. So that means there's a 50-50 chance you're a walking time bomb. But here's the good news. You can take control of your blood pressure naturally without relying on Big Pharma. 120 Life is a blend of great tasting superfruit juices that have been shown to help lower blood pressure. It's backed by hundreds of doctors and trusted by thousands of people who've seen measurable results. And here's the best part. It's completely risk-free. Try 120 Life for 2 weeks, and if you don't see a difference in your numbers, you get your money back. Just go to 120life.com, that's 120life.com, and use the code Jillian to save 20% and get free shipping. This is serious, guys. This is your life we're talking about. 120 Life can help. What does comfort that really carries you from morning to night feel like? Well, for me, it's Cozy Earth. It starts with their essential socks. They're soft, they're breathable, they're thoughtfully cushioned to support you step by step. Honestly, from the moment you step out of bed to the end of a long day, they've got multiple styles. They fit seamlessly into everyday life. And when the day winds down, that same comfort shows up at night with Cozy Earth's Comforter. It's luxuriously soft, it's light, it's naturally temperature regulated so you stay cool, calm, and comfortable all night long. There's no heaviness, no overheating, just deeper, better rest. And that's what sets Cozy Earth apart. Every piece is crafted with intention and attention to detail, designed to quietly elevate the everyday. And it's completely risk-free with a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. So discover how care in every detail transforms simple routines into comfort. Head to CozyEarth.com and use my code Michaels for up to 20% off. That's Michaels for up to 20% off. And if you get a post-purchase survey, please be sure to mention that you heard about Cozy Earth right here on my show. So these days, I'm all about quality over quantity, especially with my closet. And if something isn't well-made and versatile, it's just not worth it to me. And that's honestly why I love Quince. The fabrics feel elevated, the cuts are thoughtful, the pricing makes sense. Quince makes high-quality wardrobe staples using premium fabrics like 100% European linen, 100% silk, organic cotton poplin. Think lightweight cotton cashmere sweaters that are perfect for transitioning between seasons. Plus, they've got fresh spring colors and prints that instantly update your wardrobe. They're versatile, well-made pieces that make getting dressed simple. They work directly with safe, ethical factories, and they cut out the middleman, so you're not paying for brand markups, just exceptional quality at a better price. Everything is made to last season after season. I mean, my Quince leather jacket, soft as heck, perfectly structured, looks incredible. It's lightweight, and I've spent big money on luxury jackets. Quince outperforms them all at a fraction of the cost. So right now, go to quince.com/Jillian for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's a full year to wear it and love it. And you will. Now available in Canada too, so don't keep settling for the clothes that don't last. Go to quince.com/Jillian for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Jillian. But I think my favorite is the complete brain-dead morons calling for an Islamist caliphate and Sharia law in America.
I think it's about time that the U.S. really starts to invest in liberal women. I do. I think that we should sponsor an all-expenses-paid trip for these women to Afghanistan. This way, liberal women can experience firsthand what Sharia law and real oppression looks like. They can live like Afghan women who aren't allowed to show any part of their body or speak in public. Oh, and don't forget that if a man rapes a woman in Afghanistan, she could be facing charges because under the Zina Code and Sharia law, she's now viewed as having committed adultery.
Sharia law starts now. Absolutely. Islamic Caliphate of New York starts today, baby.
If we sent these liberal women to Afghanistan, I think we'd see a really great return on investment, you guys. I say we send them because when these liberal women come back, assuming they make it back, they would be so grateful for the freedom that they have in this country, and they would stop pushing this idiotic ideology that Sharia law is actually a good idea. At least one would think.
I try so hard not to be tribal and not to attack the other side, but this kind of ignorance is just so frickin' dangerous. It's staggering. Having said that, of course, you've got the Kamalas and the Newsoms admitting that the regime is repulsive, but this is not the way. Here's Gavin Newsom's tweet. The corrupt and repressive Iranian regime must never have nuclear weapons. The leadership of Iran must go. But that doesn't justify the president of the United States engaging in an illegal, dangerous war that will risk the lives of our American service members and our friends without justification to the American people. President Trump is putting Americans at risk abroad because he is unpopular at home. Okay, now hold on. Nobody's dumb here. I just outlined all of the possible reasons why we may have gone into Iran, and there's no question that at least one of them is true, and none of them list being unpopular here at home. So the bigger question that I have for Gavin And Kamala is, what's your plan? Because if you recall correctly, Hillary Clinton and John Kerry gave Iran uranium to enrich for civilian use. That went wrong. And then Obama sent them pallets of cash, and Biden lifted sanctions. Having said all of that, how did it play out? Well, October 7th happened. And in fact, the 2025 Global Terrorism Index reported that the number of countries recording a terror attack increased, with intensified violence from major groups leading to an 11% rise in deaths in 2024. And what's even crazier is that the mainstream outlets, the Washington Post, described the Ayatollah as avuncular, which means like a lovable uncle with a, quote, easy smile. You have to be kidding me. Are you guys kidding me? Bill O'Reilly literally wrote an entire book on evil dictators called Confronting Evil. The Ayatollah is on the cover. You've got outlets like the BBC and Reuters who focused heavily on portraying the strikes as an external aggression that's at odds with the desire of the Iranian populace, which is a total fallacy. Look at this.
Ayatollah Khamenei's obituaries from Western media, you might think that a world leader, albeit a slightly controversial one, had died. The New York Times called him a hardline cleric who made Iran a regional power. They described his leadership style as avuncular and magnanimous. The Washington Post assured readers that Iran, under Khamenei, did not seek to destroy the Jewish state militarily, just its dissolution through referendum. The Guardian took us on a tour for his love of Victor Hugo and Persian poetry. They made him sound like a bookish scholar. While these gentle obituaries were being drafted in newsrooms across New York, Washington, and London, Iranians poured into the streets, not to mourn, but to celebrate. For 47 years, they have lived under a regime that imprisoned women for showing their hair, hanged gay men from cranes in public squares, executed political prisoners by the thousands, tortured dissidents, and treated the most basic human rights to speak, dress, and practice religion freely as crimes punishable by death. It is worth remembering what the actual record of his rule was. 22-year-old Masha Amini was killed by the morality police for wearing her hijab improperly. Protests erupted. Khamenei's response? Kill 500 protesters, detain 22,000 more. In 1994, a bomb-laden van was driven into a Jewish community center in Buenos Aires, killing 85 people. An Argentine court ruled that Khamenei gave the order himself. In 2000, Al-Qaeda bombed the USS Cole in Yemen, killing 17 Americans. U.S. courts found Iran indirectly liable. In 2016, Iran's Revolutionary Guard seized a U.S. Navy ship and forced American sailors to kneel, crying before Iranian forces. 5 days later, President Obama sent Iran $400 million. After October 7th, roughly 180 attacks on Western forces took place in the region under Khamenei's watch, including a drone strike in Jordan that killed 3 Americans. He built a network of terrorist proxies, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and spent decades calling for death to America and death to Israel. That wasn't rhetoric. It was official state policy. There is a reason Iranians are dancing in the streets right now. It is not because they want war. It's because they don't. The Iranian people don't need an obituary to tell them who Khamenei was. He wasn't a cleric or a statesman. He was an evil dictator who terrorized those who believed in basic human rights. The Iranian people have been waiting for this day for decades. They deserve more than sanitized obituaries from newsrooms that never had to live under the regime he built. And they also deserve what we all hope comes next, a free Iran.
But I think one of the best ways to see this kind of duality is this clip right here of Erin Burnett lying her ass off on CNN.
This timeline of Iran being a few weeks away from a nuclear bomb is in direct contradiction to CNN's reporting. According to U.S. intelligence assessments, Iran is 3 years away from being able to produce a nuclear weapon if they wanted to. So the facts on Iran getting a nuclear weapon do not bear out the claim at the heart of what has put the world on the verge of world war. Iran's uranium may still be intact and in Iranian control, 408 kilograms of it. Now, enough theoretically, according to experts, to make 9 nuclear weapons. It only set back the Iranian nuclear program by months. We got to call it like it is. It's a big deal. Sources tell CNN there is no U.S. intelligence that Iran is building missiles that could soon hit the United States. That's a really big deal.
So which is it? Is Iran a threat or not? The answer, guys, is whatever they want it to be. The truth is malleable as long as it serves their agenda. The truth is whatever they tell you, regardless of fact. And this is what's really distressing. Because Americans go to war with each other over this kind of bullshit. And what I'm hoping to clear up today is what we actually know and what the actual facts are. And then you make your own decision. All right, guys, if you like this clip and you want to watch the full episode, click here. And if you want more content like this, you can subscribe to the show by clicking here.